Hey guys, it's Remo. It's a sunny day here at the project episode 9. This is the second to last episode. So this one's a little bit different. We wanted to include as much moving pieces as possible before the final reveal of what everything looks like. So we've had a few days pass. We recorded some stuff, and so you're gonna see that stuff, and then at the end we'll show you what the finished product. So what we're gonna see right now is the everything painted, everything textured, mudded, insulation. God, what else? Flooring was put in, countertops, kitchen, and the tile work started. And then we'll recap all that at the end. So come on in, let me show you what's happening. All right, it's been raining the last couple of days. They're in here starting to floor, so we'll go in there afterwards. But you could see the first coat, which is the scratches on there of the stucco all the way around. Pop this way. See it here as well. Now let's go in the first unit. So this insulation, we got drywalled, passed, and then textured and painted. So kind of see the texture here, which is nice. So here will be the whole kitchen. So later in this video, you'll be able to see what it all looks like. You have a peninsula here. So that wire will be the end of the peninsula. Let me zoom out a little bit. So there you'll see a big island go this way. So you can see all electric. So stove is there. Now you can kind of see parts of it. So it'll be the washer and dryer, some countertop, sink, countertop, stove, countertop, and then the refrigerator. That's the flooring that they're putting next door, and they'll be here in a couple hours in this unit. You can hear them using a mallet next door. So this is now the ceiling all done. So electricians will come, install the lights, all the trim work now that the paint is all done. In the one bathroom, you will see the interior lath. So they put this paper all the way through. What's neat about this tile, person, they actually put, I don't want to break the seal, but a water barrier behind it. This one, they don't have hardy backer, and they don't have something called red guard. So all this, make sure it's a nice waterproof. And what's really nice is you have these 9-foot ceilings. So it makes it look a lot bigger. So by end of day, we'll see that all the floors in. And then here's bedroom number, the one bedroom that leads outside to the slider. It looks a lot different now that it's painted with drywall. All right, we're here at the other ADU. We've let about a day or so go by. You saw the inside of that one where we saw the insulation, it being painted, and it was concrete floor. Now, come check this out. So you have the flooring actually in, which is really awesome. You have the kitchen. Let me explain a couple things. So here, the flooring, you could see on the corner here, this plastic. So there's a vapor barrier between the slab and the flooring. Years ago, maybe 5 years ago, when vinyl came out, they said you didn't need a vapor barrier. And what was happening is through these slabs, the water was coming up very subtly, but you'll start seeing the corners bend a little bit. So they now put plastic, or it's recommended by the manufacturer to put plastic. So that the plastic is in here, the flooring got all the way put in. The kitchen, you can actually see that what the space really looks like. Again, it's been painted like the other one, but the difference is now we have the kitchen. The countertops, we'll probably pause, and in about a minute or two, you'll see what the countertops look like. But this is the glory of a kitchen being put together. You have the cabinets that were attached and built, which are oak cabinets, which are really nice. This will be a large island here. You have your stacked washer and dryer, which now you can actually see that it's a washer and dryer. What's important is it's right by the exterior wall, so exhaust is easy. One thing that's really important that we've learned in the past is this washer and dryer might have been on that side of the kitchen, right? Might make more sense because it's closer to the bedroom. The difference is when you come to exhaust the length and the hot air, it becomes difficult because where do you go? So you have to go up and over, and it's a lot harder to clean and maintain. Where this, it's literally 6 inches from an exterior wall, so optimal. And typically a washer, stacked washer and dryer unit, the exhaust is about 42 inches from the ground. And this is the water line, the power line. These will all get handles tomorrow. And the other thing that you notice probably now that you didn't notice in the past is the height of the ceilings. I know in the past we talked about 9-foot ceilings, but when you see these larger 42-inch cabinets that again are the oak and the soft close, even with going all the way up with the crown molding, you still see that foot there, so it looks a lot more grand. And then around the microwave, so this is where the microwave will go. They'll enclose that exhaust vent around, so that's still not done in the kitchen. Then you have the stove here, the microwave. This would be some countertop, the sink, some countertop, and then more countertop there. But really, your primary countertop is in the island. And the kitchen cabinet space is probably larger than the 2 bedrooms because of the island. You get 2 36-inch cabinets, a 12-inch cabinet. So yeah, it looks really nice in here. Come on in, let's keep going. This is the refrigerator, and again, all these will get handled. So the bathroom also got some work done. So if you come in here, the first, you see this, not red tile, but this is called red guard. So there's a few layers of protection here. So in the other video, in the other unit, you saw the black paper. After the black paper is installed in the flashing that I showed you by the tub, they put hardy backer, which is this that allows the thin set to attach to. In addition to that, they paint what's called red guard. Red guard is another vapor barrier that allows for no moisture to pass through, which is really important. So on the other unit, they're already starting the tile. Probably the next tail end of this, you might see one of the bathrooms finished. So it'll be nice to see that. And again, with the 9-foot ceilings, the bathroom wall looks just massive. So yeah, it's looking really good. The floor got stopped here. So once the tile guy does the floor here, they'll cut according to the center of the door. And I think Saturday or in a couple days, the doors will all be in as well. That'll be the last thing. They usually put them last because they can then cut them if they need to be cut because they have the finished elevation of the flooring. Obviously with vinyl, it's a little easier than it's a little bit higher than the existing concrete. If you had carpet and so forth, you want to be mindful because carpet tends to be higher with the pad and with the carpet. And then in here, what's surprising, I found the camera I was looking for. I was wondering where the guys put it because we have cameras on site just in case. So it's there. In here are the microwaves. So we haven't put any of the microwaves in. There's 6. One is to another project. There's 5 units here. So these 5 microwaves and hood will go in each of the respective units. Again, everything got painted. The ceiling flat. The walls are Swiss coffee. The only thing missing is the baseboards, and the closet doors. But everything else, and again, you want to see this, which is on the corners. You see the plastic kind of pulling up. So when they come put the baseboards, they'll cut it if there's any excess there. So this is what the living room space looks like. The way we have it configured is probably a sofa here. The high TV outlet is here. So imagine it being this way, or you could have a sectional, I think this way, and have the window on a stand here. So either work. The AC register is up there, so it'll get almost the whole living room, kitchen area. The front doors will be painted. Those are the last things that haven't been done yet, and they'll get painted at the end. And I'll show you one more thing why we haven't painted them. And I pointed it out in the other video. So here, we've had a lot of rain, and part of the delay in getting the project moving is the rain. And so you could see the brown, and a lot of it is when the water runs off, it hits the dirt, and it just that little splash. Over time, you get this brown. So The grading will hopefully happen and we get the trash out of here over the next couple of days. So it'll look a lot different and really towards the end of this project. And we'll eliminate this because at that point we'll have concrete and we'll get gutters soon after. All right, so the other thing that got done, which is a second coat of stucco, which is called the brown. This will cure over the next week or so. And then the last piece will be the stucco. We probably won't do the stucco here until the ground is done, so we don't get a remake of what happened there with the dirt. And then this is the two whips for the electrical. So it'll be for unit 1 and unit 2. The other thing today we got is the addresses for these units, which is good. So you know, the electrician will probably be here over the weekend to put the panels for each of these. With the generator, they'll backfeed the lines and actually be able to test and put all the lights and everything. So maybe by the time you're watching this, we might get some of that in there. But it's a lot different than what it, you know, looked like before. The other thing that's pending that we need to do, and it'll be done Friday, which is, I don't know why this is not painted. So this is, if you come closer, Kathy, this is where the water heater is gonna go. And with the rain that we had to put blowers inside because some of this drywall, that's the kind of the green mold resistant drywall. This drywall was exposed to the elements. And so when it rained, it kind of puddled and seeped inside. So the door has to be fabricated because one thing, if we were to go back and do, we would go with a bigger opening because a 24-inch exterior door is almost impossible to find without waiting weeks and weeks and paying, you know, double the price of a normal one. So in the future, this will probably be a 28-inch, maybe 30-inch, and you'll see the electrical, everything, and then this all has to get painted. I don't know why it's not painted. So, and then they did all the stucco or the brown around the AC line set, and then the same thing here. Which is it's not painted. You know, one thing that happens, unfortunately, more than I would love not say is, that I look for is making sure that, and it is covered, so exactly. So you see a light here, a light on the other one, an outlet on the other one. This outlet, the wires are covered and buried here. So the electricians have to go back, look at pictures, and part of it is documenting everything. We can actually see where the exterior outlet that got covered is. Let's go back here. So they're what's good is everything is symmetric. So you can see this one, they've exposed it, but they got to do the exact same thing the other one. And this is probably the second or third. And a lot of times it's because when the guys are putting the paper for the stucco, you know, they sometimes miss it. And so that's the reality of it. The other thing that we have to do, and it's knowing that we have to do this, but let me walk this way. Here's the bathtub is probably here or here. And so there's no access panel. So same thing, this has to be opened up and we have to put a service panel just in case there's anything with the tub, it has to be able to get service. And so it has to be done prior to stucco. So they'll cut this. The framing is already done there, so it shouldn't be too bad. They'll usually start at a couple spots and then they'll break around to get to the actual framing where the access panel would go. The tile's being cut and being installed now. So the next video or next portion of this, you'll see us with countertops and the bathroom. All right, now that you saw it in phases, again, we started here, you saw the paint being done, we went there, saw the flooring being put in, the countertop, the kitchen, and now we're gonna show you almost the finished product. So come on in. All right, since the few updates, you now see the beautiful island. It actually looks like a kitchen now. So you see this beautiful island that overlooks, that could be used as, you know, really the dining space, especially with units that are under 500 square feet. You wanna maximize it. You have the microwave in for all the units as well. So these were installed. The only thing pending is going to be the vent portion, and then that would get framed. So imagine this being framed all the way up there, so it'll look nice and have the similar trim. We went with the 50-50 stainless steel sinks, meaning the sink is divided in 50% on the left, 50% on the right, and it's squared, so it allows for more volume. Handles are not in yet, which will be placed soon. They were ordered, but not in yet. This countertop is called, I believe, Gray Ocean, which is a really nice kind of neutral. It brings the browns in with the white that we have. So it looks really nice. And then the trim work didn't get done over the last couple of days. So I think we're scheduled for maybe during the week. So you'll see really at the last episode, everything. We'll do a walking tour of the whole property, each of the units, everything hopefully cleaned out. So there might be a couple weeks lag. The outside will be graded, the concrete will be poured. So last episode will be a kind of a finale. All right, I can walk in here. I'll take the camera from you, Kathy. So here's the finished product of the bathroom, or at least the start of it. The floors got put in. They were waiting on some metals that I picked up today. So the wall was done. So they needed the metals to put the trim around the shampoo cavity and on the edges. So the edge gets a metal piece and the perimeter of the cavity gets a metal piece. So they'll be able to finish and then start grouting everything. I think by Tuesday it'll be done. And I would say by next few days, all the other pieces will get done. So this was the end of episode 9. You got to kind of experience the moving parts. The last episode, again, will be the finished product. So if you have any questions about ADUs or construction or investing in real estate, maybe buying or selling to put yourself in a position to do something like this, feel free to reach out to us. All the best, and we'll see you soon.